Hey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday night Misplaced Comic Open Mic Comedy Extravaganza. Coming up first, we've got Jan and Steve doing the Jan and Steve thing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Betty Lanestein.
And I'm Bo.
And we were married once, and now we're
not.
You see, we met on Cougar.com. I was looking for a young stud.
And I was making fun of all the old chicks posting naked selfies in their dirty bathrooms.
And I found him.
And she's got really big boobs. Oh, and a clean bathroom.
So we thought it would be perfect.
At first.
But you see, I need lots and lots of accessories. I've been married 5 times other than him to extremely wealthy men.
And I lost 5 jobs just this month alone. So we thought we'd be perfect, right?
At first. But then he started leaving his Ron John clothes and his hemp bracelets all over my imported Italian marble floor. And he spilled his disgusting bong water and ruined my virgin mohair carpet.
And she like opened her mouth and spoke. Like, what? And what's a virgin mow?
But I have to admit, the sex was absolutely superb.
And she's got really big boobs.
So we met on Cougar.com and had a few rendezvous.
And before you could like ride the tide in on like a perfect wave, we were married.
And it was wedded bliss. At first.
You know, my band played at our wedding, and I even wrote like our own wedding song. It was called "You Make Me Wanna." It was awesome.
Dear, as much as I loved your wedding song, I really didn't think it was appropriate for our wedding.
How can you say that? With lyrics like, "Your guns are so huge, you make me want to spooge." Oh yeah! I mean, how could you go like wrong with like a song of love like that, right?
A song of love, a wedding song with the word spooge in the lyrics. I was looking for something a tad more sophisticated.
Well, if you think about it, like, because of like our age difference and stuff, like, our love really wasn't all that traditional, right?
Yeah.
I mean, women your age are like really hot, but like in the wrong places, you know?
Well, you used to tell me I was hot all the time.
Well, yeah, it's because your thighs were always rubbing together.
You know what? You're such a baby that when we had our wedding, after our wedding toast, I had to burp him.
Oh, yeah? You're so old, you fart dust.
Oh, how juvenile.
Juvenile? Well, you're so old, like, the mortician down the street, he's stalking you.
Oh, you know what? Well, you're so young, you urinate in your pants.
You're so old, so do you.
And I have gray hair, I suppose, too.
That's right. She gives a whole new meaning to 50 Shades of Grey. Whole new meaning.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have a single gray hair on my head.
I'm not talking about your head. It's a Grey Goose jungle down there, bro.
I never.
Oh, yes, you did. And I got video to prove it. And I posted on Gilf.com. Yeah. Speaking of Gilfs, like, all your friends are, like, so plastic that when they die, they're going to need to be recycled.
Well, your friends are so young and immature. He had his bachelor party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, that was awesome. I got to dive in them bouncy balls, scared a bunch of little kids, and like all the moms came and running and got kicked out. It was awesome.
That was not meant as a compliment, you imbecile.
Compliment? You want a compliment?
Yes, I do.
Well, your skin tags are so old that they're eligible for Social Security.
Well, at least they'll bring some money into the house. And besides that horrendous wedding song, what else have you ever done for me?
Well, I complimented you on those alligator shoes.
I was barefoot, you moron.
Well, the other day at the beach, I bought you that belly ring.
Okay, big deal. The only time you can see it is when I sneeze. And besides, the only reason you bought me that is because I bought you that bib that said my little stud muffin.
Stud muffin. Well, I bought you that bumper sticker that says there may be dust on the bottle, but what's inside is still old.
You are such a dolt.
Thanks. But being an adult's like a whole lot of responsibility, you know?
I dolt you, boob.
Yeah, he said boo.
Oh my God, you immature idiot. Just go off somewhere and let somebody spoon feed you.
Spoon feed me? Well, someone wants to feed me, no one wants to feed you because they just want you to die.
Now you can see why we are no longer married.
So you want to get somewhere better later or what?
Yes, stud muffin, I do. I'll go get us a sweet.
She gone? Thank God. Gee, she's been stalking me for a freaking month. Ever since we were, like, divorced. I can't get rid of her, you know? Jesus. I mean, I come here to the beach, hang out at the beach, and she still finds me. Can you believe it? I'm not here to see her. I'm here because I met somebody else. Gorgeous girl. Finally met someone I really wanted to hang out with. Someone my own age, right? She keeps following me, you know? Hey, can you blame me? You know, so I married her, right? You know? Like I wanted to work for the past year and a half, you know what I mean? She's got freaking money back, you know? So, free rent, right? But I finally met somebody I really liked. But I couldn't get enough nerve to actually talk to her, you know? So I figured, you know, guys in the band wanted to, like, hook me up with a couple chords. I'd probably sing her a song, try and break the ice a little bit. I gotta tell you, it was really tough. Wanna get a song? Sure. Okay. Alright, let's pick here. Oh, let's see. Still working on it, but... So I thought I'd sing this song because, like, she's so beautiful. And it was like this. There were bells on a hill, but I never heard them ring. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never heard them winging. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. You think that would make any girl melt, right? It broke the ice. She said, hey, okay, I'll meet you in like 15 minutes or so. I'm like, great! And then freaking Betty came along. Didn't want her to like hang out and like spoil the mood and stuff. But you have to know, this girl is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, every time I look at her, I just melt. She's just absolutely beautiful. Of course I had to ask her out, you know? And her eyes, you could just look into them and see forever. And her hair is just like, you just want to put your fingers through it. I mean, just, oh. And her smile. Oh my God. Her smile, I just die for her smile. And her body, knockout body. I mean, just the way she handles herself, it's incredible. I mean, every time I see her, it just breaks out. I have to break out in a song, you know? Because there was music.
I couldn't help but hear what you were saying about me.
About you?
Please.
No, you must be mistaken. I'm waiting for somebody else.
Oh, no, please keep singing that song. I love it.
You love this song?
Yes. keep playing that song, or we could go next door and I could show you my little hot dog doggies.
Hot dog doggies? They're more like freaking hound dog doggies.
Oh, keep playing that song, sweetheart.
Okay, well, there were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, because there was ew. That's my butt.
Oh, and what a fine butt it was, too.
Oh my goodness.
Keep singing, baby, keep singing.
And there was music and wonderful roses. They tell me, ew, I don't know if I can do this.
Oh, come on, baby, I'm loving
And sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn. And you, there was love all around, but I never heard them ringing. You licked me!
And it was fine.
Oh my God, she's here and she saw you lick me. She's walking away now. She saw you. What did you just do?
I tell you what I want to do.
No.
Keep singing, finish the song, sweetheart.
Till there was you.
Wait a minute. Where are you going? The young ones always get away. Good evening, everybody. My name is Doris Schlockman, and I am married to a total moron. His name is Irving Schlockman, and we have been married 40 years today. Yes, today is our anniversary. So I looked up moron in the dictionary, and it said a person of arrested intellectual development whose mentality corresponds with that of a normal child 8 to 12 years of age. And I just thought it meant asshole. Anyway, so I don't know where he is. The man usually is following me everywhere. I'm thinking he's probably texting our next door neighbor, Betty Boyne, saying, that broad has been married 5 times. Last one is some young surfer dude I've never met. The first time she married for love. 4 other times she married for money. And him, I'm sure she's waxing his surfboard. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Irving usually is following me everywhere. I can't go anywhere without this man. We were at our restaurant, our favorite restaurant last week. And I went into the bathroom. I was alone, finally. And I sat down and I started writing on the bathroom stall. Irving Schlockman is a moron. He follows me everywhere. And right underneath it says, I do not. But he doesn't pay any attention to me either. You know, so I have this doctor, this sex therapist doctor. So I went to this sex therapist doctor the other day. And I said, Doc, I don't understand. I have this husband, Irving Schlockman. We've been married for 40 years today. And I said, and he doesn't pay any attention to me. And he says, well, Doris, what do you mean? And I said, well, doctor, you know, look at me. You can see I'm a very sensual woman.
Ah, there you are! Where the hell have you been?
I've been here the whole time talking to these beautiful people.
Ah, you're not falling for this crap, are you? Ah, this one's awful rocky, I gotta tell you. I've known her for over 40 years. She's a nutbag.
I'm talking to them about Dr. Kroger.
Oh, that was a real treat. Can you believe she took me to a sex therapist's office? Hey, There's nothing wrong with Irving Schlockman's pork sausage.
Pork sausage. We're Jewish, you moron.
Hey, we shouldn't have even been there in the first place. It's your fat ass, that's the problem.
Well, I may have a fat ass, but at least I have small hands to make your dick look bigger.
Jeez.
So, we go to this sex therapist's office, and I said, Dr. Prober, you can see I'm a sensual woman. I don't understand. Irving doesn't pay any attention to me at night. He says, well, do you fix your hair? Do you put makeup on?
Oh yeah, that's a real treat. She has cold cream on her face and curls in her hair. That's something every guy should fantasize about, right?
Well, I shaved my chin hairs into a heart shape for you.
Oh, now that was a Kodak moment. The old heat-seeking moisture missile just self-destructed with that one.
So, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, Dr. Prober says to me, Doris, no, fix your hair nice, fix your face pretty. He says, now, Doris, do you have a sexy nightgown?
Oh, here we go. Talk about the sexy nightgown.
There's nothing wrong with my nightgown. I wear the same nightgown to bed every night of my life, and I have for years. It isn't sexy, but it is low cut in the back. So following Dr. Prober's instructions, I fixed my hair, I fixed my face, I take this nightgown I wear every night of my life, I turn it around, and now it's low cut in the front. I stood in the doorway and I said, Arvin, do you notice anything different about me?
Yeah, I noticed, all right. She had shit stains on the front of her nightgown. Oh.
What a moron. You're an asshole. You know that? You're an asshole. So you know what he does? He goes out and he buys me a new nightgown. A sheer piece of nothing. $250 he pays for a sheer piece of nothing. You're an idiot. I don't spend that much on a couch, and you know that. So I took it back. I did, and I put the money to good use. I went to bingo at Our Lady of Perpetual Incontinence.
That was a great present. Never again.
Sure. You never do the nasty with the lights on. So I said, Arvin, come on, let's go upstairs and fool around.
I told her to pick one. I don't think I could do both.
So we get him upstairs, and he wants to do the nasty. So I decide, he says, put on that nightgown I bought you. Well, it's so sheer, I could be naked. He's not going to know I have it on. So I climb the bed naked, right? He comes in under the curtain, he starts feeling me around.
And around, and around, and around, and around. And we jumped out of bed and said, God damn it, Doris. $250 for a nightgown, and you couldn't even iron the wrinkles out of it. Never again.
He was so mad at me. He gave me 4D batteries, and told me to go put them in my little toy that I call Clark, and go screw myself. D batteries, asshole. D, you know nothing about women and their toys. D batteries. You put those in a leaf blower. You know what, Arvin? I'm going to give you super sex.
I'll take the soup.
Oh, you idiots. Why don't you go get sloshed somewhere? This man is such a drunk. He is. He drinks so much beer that when he farts in bed at night, I get a buzz from it. And he came home so drunk one night, he threw up on the living room floor and threw up his false teeth and left them right there in a pile of puke and went to bed. And our dog got into it while we were sleeping.
And the next day, the dog had a beautiful smile.
He never gets excited.
I do get excited from time to time.
Only when I make my meatloaf.
Well, you make great meatloaf.
Well, that's true, I do. But also, God in the bedroom.
Hey, I'm standing right here.
I cannot fake. I'm sorry, I cannot fake. I have to fake. That's the line. I have to fake orgasms because he fakes foreplay. And I cannot blink during foreplay. There isn't time.
Oh, I can't believe you're saying this when I'm standing right next to you. You know, you're not the only one who can fake an orgasm. You know, guys can fake an orgasm too. You want to know how?
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yes, spit on her back.
Oh, perfect. Schlockman. You know what? You need to get some Viagra.
Oh,
Yeah.
get it over the counter?
I take two. We'll see.
That shit don't work. Last time I tried that, I couldn't roll out of bed. It was horrible. Good. You know, I should get a lawyer and sue.
Oh, don't bother. It won't stand up in court.
Hey, can't believe this. We were married for 40 years. I can't believe
Let's
this.
share our anniversary home with these people.
Anniversary poem.
He's drunk and snoring. He's always boring, picking at his toes.
She's gained 50 pounds or more and doesn't think it shows. Her Highness lying on the couch with remotes in hand.
He tries to cover his bald spot with one greasy strand. He still plays softball at his old age, drinking with his pals.
She belches, then kisses me. Now there's a classy gal. Hopping over garbage cans and digging in her nose.
You would think he's shooting free throws when he does his farmer blows. Out there hunting Bambi, he has quite a great big gun.
I think it's a substitute for her tiny one.
When I met this man, I thought he was my shining knight, but the closest that he came to was a jester wearing tights.
I've been married to this loudmouth hag for 40 years today. I think I'd be better off if I'd just been gay.
That's very true. So we decide we're going to rekindle our youth. So he wants to lose weight, so I put him on a rowing machine, and it sank.
She said she wanted to get a facelift. I told her to take off her bra. So
what do? We go out and we get tattoos. Why don't you tell them where you got your tattoo, Irving?
Right here on my knick-knack.
And why don't you tell them what the tattoo is, Irving?
A $100 bill. Boom.
A $100 bill tattooed on your schlock. And who the hell does that?
Well, that way you can stay at home and blow $100 instead of going out the bingo. Why don't you tell them where you got your tattoo?
On my inner thigh.
And what is it?
A conch shell.
And why?
So you could put your ear to it and smell the ocean.
Chanel number 5 most definitely isn't. Why can't you be more like your sister Edna?
Oh, my sister Edna. He loves my sister Edna. And talk about Chanel number 5, she's a prostitute. She's a prostitute. I called her up the other day and I said, Edna, how you doing, you workaholic? I said, how much did you make last night? She said, $23.10. I said, wait a minute, you're a prostitute, you make $23.10. Who gave you 10 cents? She said, everybody.
What a woman! You know, I'm not saying she's easy, but she's given more rides than Amtrak. You know, I'm not saying she's easy, but she's made more married men than Robin Hood. You know, I'm not saying she's easy, but she's been laid on more floors than linoleum.
Are you done, Irving?
Yeah.
He hates my mother. Absolutely hates my mother.
Hey, I bought her a birthday present.
Yeah, you bought her the clapper for her pacemaker. With
Uh-huh.
rechargeable batteries.
Yeah, but she does make the best hot dog water gravy.
That's true, she does.
Uh-huh. You know, speaking of family, our grandson Billy, he wanted to go see Santa Claus this past Christmas, and so we took him to the mall to go see him.
And you lost him.
Hey, how was I supposed to know that the Hoodoo girls were giving out free coupons? I had to go check them out, you know. But that was okay. The mall cop found him and said, you know, where are you, who are you with? And he's like, I'm with my grandma, and it was okay.
Yeah, he said, you're with your grandma? Well, let's find your grandma. He says, so what's your grandma like? And he said, dildos and bingo.
That's my boy.
But after that, he looked so adorable sitting on Santa Claus's lap. And Santa Claus says, hey, little boy, what's your name? And he says, Billy. He says, hi, Billy. I bet you know what you'd like for Christmas.
Uh-huh. Yes, and so Santa with his finger, he's like, I bet you'd want a T-R-A-I-N.
And Billy says, a train for Christmas, Santa, I really want one. And Santa says, my God, Billy, you're really smart.
Uh-huh, and so he is. And so Santa's like, I bet you I know what else you want for Christmas. And F-O-O-T-B-A-L-L.
And Billy says, a football. I really, really want a football. Oh my gosh. Santa says, my God, Billy, but for your age, you are the smartest little boy ever.
Yes, he is. And so he's like, hey, Santa, can I ask you a question? And Santa's like, oh, of course, like, you ask me anything you want. And he's like, Santa, do you like vaginas? Santa's like, whoa, take it back a little bit. He's like, well, Billy, I love vaginas. Why do you ask? And he's like, because I can smell it on your F-I-N-G-E-R. That's my boy.
Isn't that like a typical man? That is a typical man. Come on, ladies, you know what I'm saying. Give me a hell yes.
Hell
Yes, typical man. And in the bedroom, what the hell is that laying over the shoulders thing? I can barely lift my leg to put on my girdle. You know what? This reminds me of a song. Men, what's the matter with these men today? Men, they never listen to a word we say. Men, they are disobedient, disrespectful hoes. Noisy, crazy, sloppy, lazy, loafers. And while we're on the subject, men, you can talk and talk till your face is blue. They never listen. Men, they do just what they want to do. Oh, why can't they be like we are, perfect in every way? What's the matter with men today?
Don't listen to her. Frauds, what's wrong with all of these frauds today? Frauds, you can't make them happy in any way.
How do you do though?
Frauds, they are superficial, silly, sappy domes. Noisy, crazy, bitchy, lazy divas. And while we're on the subject, frauds, always shopping for something new. Spending all our money, frauds, they'll do just what they want to do. Why can't they be like we are, perfect in every way? What's the matter with frauds today?
Men, yes, we want to be your sex boy.
Liar!
Men, but all you want is your damn playboy.
Well, you don't look like that.
Men, can't you once appreciate how we sacrifice? Working, slaving, scrimping, saving pennies, and living with your mother. Men, you'll never know the losses we've had to bear. My waistline. Men, like the disappearance of his hair. Oh, go on and kill us, 'cause that's what it's coming to. Being married to a man like you.
Don't listen to her. Frauds, all the nagging, you're such a pest. Damn it, you never shut up. Frauds, I never noticed your sagging
That's not the
chest.
way to mix that.
Frauds, can't you appreciate how we've slaved so hard? Working, sweating, cheating, betting, and hookers. Now there's the perfect woman. Frauds, no one knows the woman I could have had. I don't mean your sister. Frauds, I may be cat, but I'm not that bad. Go on, divorce us if that's what it's coming to. By being married to a fraud like you.
Why can't it be like we are,
Perfect in every way. What's the matter with frauds?
What's the matter with men?
There's nothing the matter with us today. Hey! Look, I know you're all listening to us bickering back and forth and stuff, but today's our 40th anniversary, you know, so there is something special there no matter how much we bicker. Doris, I gotta tell you, happy anniversary. I love you, darling.
Oh, Irving, I love you too.
So, hey, just because of our anniversary, I got you a special
and makes
It
no.
went down right
Oh,
after
there
the
it is.
last
I see
30
it.
seconds.
It's booming.
Yeah, it's back on. I don't know what happened, but it's back on. Missed the last little part, sorry.
That's
That's all right.
okay.
Cool.
Alright, so who's going out?
Hey, he said take a minute before I go off, so I'm assuming that means me.
All right, everybody. All right, let's give it up for Eric Dunn, everybody.
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
Bada bing, bada boom. Dear God, I'm so happy to be here.
Why don't you guys use
Normally I spend about 40 hours a week waiting tables, and that sucks. Boring. You gotta pretend to like other people's kids. I mean, you really gotta pretend. Barely even like my own. Good.
Alright, turn that one on for you.
Alright, so go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Gotta wait for my zombie to leave.
Zombie workout.
Yeah.
Alright, you on still?
Boom, 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 boom.
Alright, sorry about that. Kids.
Yes, children. Children of all ages. Before I had them, I didn't like them. Still don't like them. Yeah, I guess I kind of do like kids. Well, I like my kids. I don't know your kids. Your kid could be an asshole. And judging from what I've seen, most of them are. You have a family that walks into this spring break, you get a lot of vacationers coming in, and I see what I call typical Midwestern family. Father walks in, looks like he hasn't eaten for a week. Wife walks in, you know where his meal's been going. I came across a saying a few years ago, the same amount of back titties that you have equals 100 pounds. It's like a dog with 6 of them. And they sit down, and then you find 6'3" son, football player, 250 pounds, legs bigger than my whole entire body. And then you see 14, 15-year-old girl come in, and she's the one you gotta watch. She's got the attitude, the 14, 15-year-old attitude. She doesn't, her face does not leave her phone or her nails. Ever. She cannot be bothered. You go around the table, you're taking a drink order. I'll have a Bud Light, says father, that's his entire world. Mother wants a glass of wine or a martini. Son, he wants a water and a Pepsi, and then you get to the daughter. Savannah, what do you want to drink? I don't know, what do they have? What do they have? With this expression on her face the whole time, it just never stops. So we go through what I have to drink. That includes virgin drinks, blah, 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 blah. Same thing I say at the table. And she goes, water. I'll just have water. I want water and a salad. That's all I want. Because having children is so damn easy. I have 3 of them. I'm raising 2 of them. They aren't my own. I have my own 2-year-old. And they're so full of energy, and I don't know where mine went. I think I just transferred mine to her the day that she was born, because as soon as she walks out of her room, I feel like when I put her down, I pull a car back, like one of those little mechanical toy cars, and let it go. And as soon as her feet hits the ground, she starts looking for dad. Anywhere she can find it, there's 17 plugs in the house. She finds a quarter, and what she go for? Right for the plug. I have no time to wake up. There is no coffee for me. That's my coffee. And working in restaurants, man. I end up working with a lot of women, a lot of girls. And I'm the only guy server, pretty much. So I have to deal with a lot of female drama. Female drama includes looking at and guys, and they point them out to me like I'm impressed. See him? He's pretty. There's a gentleman who works at my restaurant who's he's probably in his late 40s, early 50s. And one of the observations that most of the women at my job would have, look at the bulge in his pants. Oh, great! Now I have to look. So I'm down and one day, and I'm trying not to look because it just goes against everything that I am, but I'm bending down getting some napkins from my table, and I turn and look to the right, and I have to stop because I've come face to face with raging pit bulls before. And this is what I do. I stop. I don't make any sudden movements. Because there's this thing. Looks like he's smuggling a squirrel in his trousers. And I'm just sitting there going, oh, shit. Does that thing have all its shots? Is it going to bite me? So then I move away slowly. And then he knows that I'm kind of fixated on it, so he does this number, scares the shit out of me. Asshole. He looks like Sam Elliott, too. That's even worse. Never felt intimidated by a man in his 50s, but how can you compete with a mustache? All the time, and then when he decides he wants to smile, it just goes up like that. That's it. That's all it does. I catch him with food in it all the time. Thinks he's sexy until a little bagel and cream cheese kind of creeps up on him a little bit. I do stay at home a lot during the day. I mean, I do have 2-year-olds. I mean, I have no vehicle, so it's not really like I can go anywhere. And find myself watching TV a lot, but that's not really me. But I come across Telemundo. Wonderful actors on that channel. And on comes Terminator. And I didn't realize that I was on Telemundo until the opening credits. I just wish the opening credits of Telemundo were in Spanish so you realize what channel you're watching. And at some point during the movie, I hear comedic gold. Arnold Schwarzenegger in Spanish. Bear with me for a second. I'm sitting there in amazement because I've seen this in English 15, 20 times in my life, never heard it in Spanish. So this is what I hear. Hasta la vista, baby. And he continues. I'm like, no, I hope that was the only line. No. Vamos del helicóptero. Pinches gringos, ¿dónde vamos? ¿Quién tú eres? Go ahead and ¿qué estás haciendo through the air? Why is that part of English? I'm not sure where my mind was supposed to go after that. And I'm thinking, what happens if other actors decided to speak in Spanish randomly? Family Guy. Anybody a fan? Then you are. Mm-hmm. Sí. Ven aquí, los tienen los popsicles. Ven aquí, mi chambú. Estamos bien, estamos en la casa. There's where my mind goes. I'm not supposed to laugh, damn it. Working at restaurants for as long as I have, you get really annoyed with people after a while because they do the same stupid shit every day. Like, before I was a server, in the middle of my career as a server, I became a bartender for a little while as well. And my biggest pet peeve is the gentleman who's sitting here. And I'm standing in front of the taps here. What do you have on draft? Well, let's start here, shall we? I'm going to need to do a tutorial because you can't see 2 fucking feet in front of your face. This big blue one that's 1.5 feet tall, that's a Bud Light. Would you like me to repeat that? You're good. Okay, let's move on. This one here with the red circle on it, Stella It's not Artois, don't you dare. Artois. Stella Artois. And I go through 25, possibly 30 drafts, explaining the details of what they taste like and, you know, where they come from, making them really sound good. I love a Bud Light. I wish I could serve it to them in a rocks glass and say, I wish I had a nipple to put on this for you. Another a few stupid questions that I get just waiting tables. You know, most menus that I work with are very, very descriptive in what they have. And there's a menu item that says mozzarella and tomato salad. Anybody confused? Didn't think so. Had plenty of people look at me and say, this mozzarella and tomato salad, is that the one with the tomatoes and the cheese? No. And I really wish my face weren't so descriptive, but it is, because when they say that, I just kind of go, really? And that comes out of my mouth as well, but I have to have a smile on my face. And another one, this one I can never get over. The lady orders, we have this item on there that's called a brisket quesadilla. Anybody knows brisket has beef in it. Beef brisket. She orders it, I bring it out to the table, her husband orders chicken, whatever. I come back, like the studious waiter that I am. I say, how's the food? She goes, you didn't tell me there was meat in this? And I've just been having stupid question after stupid question thrown in my face, and I looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. We're out of our vegetarian brisket this evening. Would you like to see a menu? So then I tell her about a special that we're running. It was a sesame seared tuna with serve rare. I had to say that 5 times. With wasabi mashed potatoes and carrots. Serve rare, serve rare, serve rare, serve rare. Okay, I'll have that. And apparently she can eat tuna, so I bring it out to the table. And once again, I come back. Is that a little better for you? She goes, I don't mean to complain, but this is cold. It's served rare. I'll just eat it. Then another question I get. I see you have an 8-ounce filet on your menu. Yes, I do. How big is it? This was right after the brisket quesadilla question. There's a table right over here, so I just... I'm guessing somewhere between 7 and 9 ounces. And they didn't quite understand. I think they're talking about big as in... Really? Really? People drive me nuts, just in general. You know, like, I have a friend who always has a Bluetooth in his ear, never gets any phone calls. Anybody know anybody like that? Bluetooth in your ear all the time, walking around in a suit and tie, never gets a phone call. So I decided to mess with him. We're at a bar one day, and we're having a couple of drinks. I walk to the back, I borrow a friend of mine's phone. I walk back, I dial *67 and dial his phone number. And I watch him. And the magic unfolds. I call him, and he looks surprised, first of all, that he even got a phone call. So he's just sitting at the bar, drinking his Malibu pineapple as he shakes his legs. And he I'll go into that later. And he's sitting there and he goes, I mean, looking really surprised he was getting a phone call. This is like an accessory to this guy. Hello? I said, hello, Mr. Santiago. Yes. The test results are in. This is Dr. Machado. Test results? What are you talking about? I hope you're sitting down, sir. And he doesn't sit down. He was sitting already, and he gets up. And he looks panicked. He starts pacing around in one spot. I said, the baby is yours. He goes, what? What baby? You know what I'm talking about, sir. Don't act stupid. I said, oh, by the way, you have chlamydia now. Freaks out. Thank God he walked toward the front of the door, and, you know, I still haven't told him this, so, hi, Angel. That was me.
Oh, no.
Baby's not yours.
Oh, no.
You know, it's people anger me, and they used to get me really, really mad, but instead of getting mad now, I just mess with them now. Don't mess with me, because I'm a child at heart. Some of the best pranks that I've played. The first one is you know those little snap pops? Throw them on the ground. Explode. Put them under the toilet seat. See how that works. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. That's not when you're trying to paint LPS 30 ceilings. The next one, the best one, is you know, obviously, you have to do this when you're in a relationship, because anybody else, I don't think you'll survive this one. Wait till they're sleeping, and I mean sleeping, like eyes moving when their lids are closed. That's freaky, that freaks me out. But, you know, and then little drool helps to indicate when this is okay for a cup. 2 flashlights. Hold them this close to their face. Turn them on. Watch out for the car! They open their eyes, they see headlights. Go ahead and laugh now, but you will have to change those sheets. Anyways, I think that is all I have for you. Hasta luego. Gracias por vengo de mi show.
No, I'm practicing closing.
You're practicing closing?
And that night I'm gonna be the last one, so.
You going up?
No, I was gonna.
You gonna what?
Bill Thrill.
Go ahead. Bill Stoneburner, everybody.
Yay!
Go on, we'll figure it out.
Hello, everybody. My name is Phil, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, wait. That's Monday night. I'm sorry. I'm getting old. You have to forgive me. Sometimes my mind wanders. I let it wander. It just doesn't come back. And when it does that, I just kind of go into my own little world. That's okay, because everybody there knows me. Anyway, I didn't know I was old until I went to my doctor. I went to the doctor, and he came back out, and I had my yearly physical, did blood tests and everything. He said, Phil, man, you are in great shape, and you look good for 85. I said, well, shit, I'm only 65. He says, well, in that case, you look like hell. So anyway, ever since then, my wife keeps trying to tell me, I need to act my age. Hell, I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this age before. Then the next thing she comes up with is, when you get older, you worry about your finances. And so she tells me, she said, well, you need to go out and get a job. I'm like, I've got that adult ADD. I don't think I could get a job. She said, no, you don't. You got LAZYASS. Now get out and get a damn job. Okay, I'll go see if I can get a job. Now I'm thinking, who the hell hires old farts? Yeah. Walmart, they got those guys standing in front and greeters, hi, how you doing? Welcome to Walmart. So I went in there. They gave me an application. And I started filling it out. My name, I knew that, address. You get down toward the bottom, and it said, who do we contact in case of a medical emergency? I said, well, somebody medical? I hope it ain't the damn greeter. So anyway, I finished up the application, and then they decided to interview me. And the manager sits there, he says, well, Phil, I'll tell you. He said, we're only going to pay you minimum wage, and you're not going to get a raise. And we're not going to allow you to work at maybe 25, 30 hours a week. I said, well, shit, that don't seem like Good deal. He said, but you got benefits. I said, really? What are the benefits? So everybody knows if you work for Walmart, you automatically qualify for food stamps and Medicaid. I said, hell yes, I'm leaving. So I left, and I'm thinking, where else could I go? And I said, well, go Publix. Well, I decided before I filled out the application, went through all that crap again, I just watched and observed to see what was going on. So I'd kind of settled on maybe being a bag boy. Looked easy enough to me. So I started watching. And all of a sudden, I up to the checkout counter. Here comes this big guy. And he pays for all this stuff. And I mean, he's got the heaviest crap in the world. He got like 100-pound bags of dog food and cases of water and Gatorade and all that stuff in the thing. And the bag boy sits there and looks at me and says, can I help you out, sir? Sure, come on. So here they go, big guy. Now here's the bag boy. He finally gets out to the parking lot. The big guy sits there, got his SUV, opens up the back, and walks around the side of his car, talking on his phone. The bag boy, he's sitting there like, oh, shit. So he starts unloading this stuff. Boom! Finally gets it all done. The car's all loaded up. And the guy sits there. Well, thank you very much, and decides to leave. So then I look out there, and here's this old guy looking around. And it finally dawned on me that he forgot where he worked. Well, hell, I'm going to go inside and apply for a job. I can get these lost guys out of the parking lot. Great job for me. Finally, I found my calling, though. I had a friend of mine. He wanted to go down and visit his grandfather. He's the same age as me, so you know how old his grandfather is. So we went down to the old retirement home, Alzheimer's section. I started up a high-stakes poker game. Shit, I'm making about $3 grand a week. The next thing you kind of worry about when you get older is your health. You know, you got to. I mean, the very first thing you get is AIDS. That's true. You get hearing aids, walking aids, you know, all the different aids, sexual aids. I even tried them. I got some of those hearing aids because T-Bone's always kidding me about he can't hear me. So I got some new ones the other day. And I put them in. I said, T-Bone, check it out. I got some new hearing aids and I can hear a pin drop. He said, really? Well, what kind is it? I said, I don't know, about 7.
True story.
So then I decided I'd try some of those Viagra's. I went to the doctor. Hell, he gave me a year's supply, I think. Yeah, like 6 of them. So I went on home. And my wife was sitting there, and she's like, oh, I'm sitting there, oh yeah, we're going to get down tonight. So I took one of them Viagra's, boop, it gets stuck in my throat. I had a stiff neck that lasted a whole lot longer than 4 hours. Finally got it down. Another thing I've noticed, and I need y'all's help, somewhere I lost my ass. And it happens to old guys, they just lose their ass. Now, I got my dog and his friends are all out sniffing out. You know, they're all like trying to sniff it for me. But no luck yet. So if anybody here finds my butt somewhere, I'd appreciate giving my butt back. Speaking of butts, That's the next thing. Went to the doctor. He said, well, you're going to need a colonoscopy. I said, well, okay. So he said, well, come on in. It's such and such time. I went in there and I kept calling the Star Trek crew. He said, why do you keep calling us the Star Trek crew? I said, because you fixing to go where no man's ever gone before. Oh, that reminds me. When I was just little, I was like, not even a day old. They gave me a circumcision. You know, I couldn't walk for a year after that. It was horrible. And that colonoscopy just about the same. And another thing, speaking about my dog, who's out there religiously sniffing for me. Him and I go back a ways, and I've had him there. And my wife, she decided she's going to get a cat. And I like cats. So the next thing I noticed is my dog was over there in the cat box, munching on them little eclairs that the cat left. Damn. Then my second thought was, maybe I could get a business going with some doggy treats or something. I get my wife to get another 5 or 6 cats, you know. But no, that wouldn't work. So my wife said, you got to take that dog down to the doctor and see what's wrong with him. That's why they got a shrink down there to talk to him about this. But anyway, I went down to the doctor, and he was real nice, and this is what he told me. He said, well, go get a bottle, fill it up with something that does not taste good, and squirt it on. Really? Okay. Now, another thing we old farts worry about is safety. And the other night, I was sitting there and looked out, and there was a couple guys breaking into my shed. Oh, shit. So I called the police and said, hey, there's a couple guys breaking into my shed. Could you send somebody over? They said, well, we're a little busy right now. We'll get there when we can get there. I said, all right. So I waited like 45 seconds. And I called back. This is the guy that just told you about the guys breaking in my shed. You don't have to hurry now, because I shot him. Oh, shit. Yeah. Next thing I know, there's a SWAT team there. There's helicopters flying and everything. Cop came up to me and said, well, I thought you said you shot him. I said, well, I thought you said there was nobody available. That was the solution to that problem. Oh, that reminded me of solutions to problems. Y'all know any hoarders? Yeah, well, just what you do with hoarders is you turn them into crackheads and they sell off all their shit. You know? Problem cured. The last thing us people need to worry about is dying. And I want to die just like my granddaddy, in his sleep. I don't want to be like all those other people in his car that were screaming like hell. Took a while, didn't it? So anyway, I go down to the funeral home and start trying to make up everything. And I said, well, you know, you got this deal, this package deal, this is going to run $5,000. This one over here runs $10,000. I said, well, what's the difference? He said, well, the $10,000 package is about 4 inches wider so that you'll be more comfortable. Really, be more comfortable. And it has a 10-year warranty instead of a 5-year warranty. On the casket, I'm serious on that. They actually told me this, you know. Maybe I could get a job checking the warranty, you know, dig it up and check see if there's any leaks. Then he said, and plus, on the $10,000 deal, you get yourself a nice view of the cemetery here. Got the lake out there and all that. I said, what do you sell? A periscope to go with it? How am I going to find that? Anyways, I was reflecting on all this when I went home. I told my wife, I said, well, you know, I don't want any machines keeping me alive, and I don't want any bottled up fluids going in me. She said, okay. So she went over and turned off my damn TV and took my beer. Anyway, y'all been great. That's all I got.
Some new stuff.
Yeah.
Really.
Good job, man. Yeah. He's also
Introduce Tebow.
Tebow.
Okay, the battery would be dying when I come up.
Give me good fortune.
Bill, you wore the battery out.
That might have been Doris.
You're right.
I'm an Orland.
Check 2. Check 3. Oh, there it is. Oh, I own this place. I don't know how to work this shit in here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys. Yeah, right. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Misplaced Comics Comic Night open thing.
Yeah, open mic.
But call it.
Call it.
Yeah. My name is Tebow, and I always kind of say like the steak so people can get it right. And I own this place.
You are the man.
I'm not a comic, I'm a singer, but I do play one here on Thursday nights, at least I attempt to. And as a black man owning a coffee shop, I'm kind of into oxymorons. You know, like jumbo shrimp. It's a little big. That's what she said. Ooh, that's what all men want to hear, right? It's a little big. That sounds like a little pregnant. We don't want to hear that shit. Equal opportunity. Military intelligence. You know, the shit about military intelligence, any kind of intelligence to me, is like I was hiding under the bed in my house when the cops came to get me. They found my ass. And they can't find a big ass plane. It shit makes me crazy, man. You know, I'm under the bed like, that's a whole nother story altogether. Happily married. Whew, here's one. So, no, I understand that I'm on live here and don't like being watched, so let me clear that one up. I love marriage. No, marriage is cool, man, but you know, I really gotta think that it was a woman's idea. I can't imagine a bunch of guys sitting around going, so dude, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find the girl. And everybody said, yeah, let's do that. And we're gonna marry her. And I said, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And when we, after we marry her, we're not gonna have sex with anybody else. And I'm like, And when we break up, she's gonna take everything she's got and half of what you got. It's like, yeah, I'm in. No, it wasn't, guys. That wasn't a guy idea. No, but you know, but marriage is cool though. You know, you find the girl of your dreams and you sleep with her every night and then that's about what you do. You know, it's the last time you actually have sex. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, so my wife is, when I found out about it, and I was talking to an older guy, and he said, you know, the secret to a successful marriage is realizing that your wife is always right. I said, okay, I'll get that. And I know how that works because, like, my wife sleeps on the right side of the bed. She asked me questions like, these pants make my butt look big, right? And I'm like, ooh, I know a setup when I see one. It's like, no, honey, they look really good. She actually even found a way that she can get to work making all right turns. It's a sickness. And you know how marriage is. After a while, the magic kind of wears off. So you got to try to, do things to kind of stimulate the sexual part of your marriage. And so I'm in the den watching pornos. And I hear this loud noise. Wow. It sounds like somebody's like mowing the grass in the house. It's like, what's that? So I kind of creep in. And it's coming out of the bedroom. I'm like, holy crap, what is that? So I open up the door, bam, and it like lights. It was like, wow. It's like the Close Encounters of the Third Time. Like, wow, wow. The lights flashing. It's like, holy cow. It's like, wow. So I run to get my camera. We go live on the internet, maybe we're gonna make some money with this thing. And so she said, oh damn, you messed up, I was almost there. I was like, oh damn, you was almost there? Damn, you should have been there and back around 16 times. Shit. It's like a tractor trailer up in here. I was scared the hell out of me. It's like another one of those oxymorons. It's like almost there. It's like so I said, damn, baby, maybe you and JJ's dead. And she said, well, okay, so why don't you give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? Yeah, so I pick up this hooker. And I bring her to the hotel, and we're doing a little foreplay, or as Phil would say, getting to the point. And so she starts taking stuff off. So she takes her wig off and she throws it on the couch. And I'm like, she's got a little stocking cap on under there. It's like, ooh. Okay. She took off her bra. It was padded. She had these big padded bras. She took that off and threw it on the couch. And I was like, how much is this gonna be? And then she took her leg off and threw it on the couch. And she hops over it, hops into the bed. I hop on the couch. Yeah, all the shit's on the couch, man. So I was smoking some weed the other day, right? Make sure that I ain't got no warrants or nothing. Violate my probation. And so, you know, when I smoke weed, I think about shit. Like literally. It's like, why does some shit float and some shit sink to the bottom of it? Now that's some deep shit. My wife said to me, honey, for my birthday, I want some new pots. So I went and got like an ounce of mid-grade. I got some B-grade. I got some of that liquid shit that you put in the things. Shit, we got fucked up. Why is everything black's negative? I don't understand it, man. You got like Black Friday, Black Magic. What are all these black this? Oh, President Obama. You know what I was thinking? It's like this dude's half white, right? So does he have like these mental battles going on in his head? It's like the white guy against the black guy. No, really seriously thinking about this. Yeah, I guess that's funny. Thinking about shit. So, you know, so they invade the Ukraine, right? And so the white Obama says, oh my God, we must figure this situation and use the absolute diplomacy. And the black dude says, yo, I got your diplomacy right here, dude. We're gonna go and kick some ass. And the white guy says, you know what? That's your problem with you guys. You're always thinking with your peckers. And it's like, well, you got pennies, and because you had one of these, you'd be thinking with yours too. Yeah, what are you thinking about that? Yeah, seriously thinking about it. I'll tell you what. Hey, you know how you turn a duck into a soul singer? You stick him in the microwave until his bill withers. Oh, shoot. You know what? And the thing about religion is, am I really going to have to be in heaven with all these fuckers I can't stand? Shot down. Sorry, Lord. You know, there's like 3 Hail Marys and all that stuff. I'm making home safe tonight. Hey, listen. What if the South would have won the Civil War? What are your thoughts on this? Think we'd all be related? Would you like to see me with a flag, a Confederate flag, in the back of my Cadillac? Sitting next to my sister cousin? It's crazy, man. And you know what, though? The best part about it might have been that, you know, we still have slavery. Yeah, there's that one little uncomfortable laughter. No, seriously though, I mean, just think about it. There'd be a whole lot less black unemployment. You know what I mean? Shoot. Having sex with a white one would still be like an adventure. It's like, I'm hitting this one. That motherfucker was hitting with that whip. Can you imagine though when the slave master came up to the guy and said, hey, listen, man, Cleotis, you free, man. Cleotis says, Masshole, stop shucking. You always shucking jive. You so funny. Ha ha ha. I'm free. Yes, Cleotis, you're free. Okay. So he starts walking away. It's like, fuck, what am I gonna do now? You know, had me a fresh batch of pig feet and some collard greens and some chickens over there. I got to leave on my. You know what? There may not be a Save-A-Lot if that'll happen, huh? All the good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what's funny too is Facebook, texting, all this communication. I remember when you used to have to pull over on the side of the road if you wanted to talk to somebody and put a coin in the payphone and call them. Now, if I leave my house and I leave my phone at home and I get 10 miles from home, I will turn around and go back and get my phone because I'm so attached to it. Because first of all, the worst part of it is that the machines are taking over because I can't remember shit. All my phones, all my numbers in the phone are in the phone. And if I don't have that phone, I know nobody's number. The machines have sucked my brain out. I don't even know my own number. So what's your number? Shit, let me check my phone. You know, and then you got all this language that they got. It's like, you know, I get these texts, and I guess because there's no context there, people got to put like smiley faces on it, you know, just to say, no, this is that I'm really happy here. You know, LOL. You know, LOL, laugh out loud. Imagine somebody sitting at the computer and they're typing, and they're in the office and they go, laugh out loud in the middle of your office. Worse, roll on the floor, laugh my ass off, rolling on the floor. This shit's a little extreme, man. I mean, it is. It's really extreme, and it's like a whole nother language. It's like somebody said, and I said something to them, and they just said, WTF, and I spent like an hour trying to figure out what WTF meant. And it's what the fuck. I'm like, well, what the fuck you mean, what the fuck? You know? That wasn't what I was saying. See, you took what I was saying wrong. And that's the problem with Texas, because there's no voice intonation. You know, you don't know what the people like. My friend texted me, and it was, call me now. Is this an emergency? You know? And I kind of took it, you mean call me now? I didn't recognize the number, so I was like, okay, let me see what's going on. So I called him, and it was like my Jamaican friend. He was like, hey, man, I said, call me now, man. You know, it's like, okay. You know, get all intense. It's crazy. And Facebook, well, I tell you, you know, people will tell you when they're taking a crap. It's like, I don't want to know, man. I just don't want to know. It's just too much information. Hey, Rocky Top, what's happening? That's Rocky, guys. He's got the Heavenly Hand right down the street here. He's got pigs lined up in the back room just waiting for slaughter.
Two-legged ones, too.
Two-legged ones, too. He's got the best brisket and stuff in
He's got a
town.
brisket in there.
Let's see. Marriage, we already talked about that. Ooh, I won't get back into that. But anyway, that's enough for me. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight and supporting these guys and the two of you. Oh no, that's right. You're over there, but you're kind of like you're funny. You're funny. You're like one of the comedians. Part of the community.
I left your money there.
Yeah. Damn. See, the world is changing. There's a white man playing a black man for a change. It's beautiful. Hey, listen. I know one thing. I know one thing for sure is that oral sex will make your whole day.
That's a good note to
Oh, yes, it will. How do you think about it?
Yeah, anal sex will make your whole week. Thank you. Good night.
That's deep, man.
Something to think about. Nice, money.
All right, you guys got anything to say before I turn this thing off?
Nah, well, Doris, man.
No.
No.
Doris.
Thank you again, T-Bone.
Thank you guys.
You guys were funny, as usual. It was very nice. Lots of fun. How many more weeks before the grand finale?
2 weeks.
2, that's
Yeah.
it?
Yep, on the 10th. We do the
My
show,
God,
yeah.
time flew by.
Yep.
What?
Even that in a week.
Oh, you're kidding. My goodness.